Happy Monday! Here we are again. Can you believe it? Another Monday. We are getting into halfway through August. What? I don't know. I don't know if it's an age thing or it is just the way life is right now, but I swear time just flies. Gosh, I remember being a kid and a year seemed like an eternity. And now it's like, oh, like I was contemplating something this morning that I had 2 years left to, I'm like, that 2 years is gonna fly. Yeah. Anyway, here we are, another Monday, and it is time to go live. Welcome everyone. If you're new here, my name is Danny and I am the Niche Lady, and I go live every Monday and we talk about a reselling topic. Because, when I'm out and I am buying this stuff off the shelves, I am buying it for resale. Yes, some stuff it does end up, on my porch and personal stuff, but my purpose out there is to buy for resale, and that's what I'm hoping that I'm teaching you. And it occurred to me with the many, many comments I get about my pricing and my valuations and, all of that stuff that goes into the decision making of what I pick up and buy, that I really needed to do a deep dive into my methodology about pricing. And it's worked very, very well for me for the past 30 years. I have been in this business a very long time. I've been on eBay since 1998, but I was already a reseller long before that. So, I learned pricing strategy and marketing strategy and all of that stuff long before eBay ever came along. And so I want to pass that on to you because I think now more than ever, there is this trend of you research and you see sold comps and you tend to price like right with what you see. But you have to remember that eBay is showing you, number one, only the last 90 days. And number two, eBay is showing you what eBay wants to show you. And I know that sounds a little jaded, but eBay is showing you what eBay wants to show you. I'll just leave it at that. So we're going to dive into why you need to take those comps with a grain of salt and still make your own decision on value. And we're going to talk about how I come up with my valuations on the videos, just so you know if you can trust that pricing that I give out there, because I get a lot of comments on that. And I got to tell you, reselling is going to get really serious, I think, for a lot of people soon. Again, and I don't want to be like a doom and gloomer, but I am all about being prepared. And I do think we are going to see some more business shutdowns over the fourth quarter. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. It may not be like it was last year, but we're going to see something. We're going to see something. So it's best to be prepared. And if you are a reseller, it's I don't want to say it's good news, but in a way, it will help you start or accelerate a reselling business if it happens. So don't get distressed. You just got to be prepared. You just got to be prepared. Okay. Oh, did I already get a thumbs down? It's all good. It's all good. I was talking with Jordan this morning. Jordan is my 29-year-old daughter, and many of you know that she went with me to Florida and then got home and got laid off from her job. And by no fault of her own, she got laid off because the company is simply cutting back. They have lost some of their major marketing clients, and she was kind of low on the totem pole as far as how long she'd been with the company. So they cut her. And so I just got done talking to her this morning. She's a little depressed. So if anybody knows a company that needs a marketing manager or someone in the marketing department in the San Diego area, let me know. I'll put you in touch with Jordan because she's really, really talented. She's really, really smart, and she really, really needs a job so she can boost her poor brain right now. She's feeling a little depressed. And I don't blame her. Like, she's doing so good, you know, at getting all her bills caught up, or not caught up, but, you know, paying off her credit cards, and kind of just life was going good, and then like whammy, and she doesn't want to blow through her savings while she's looking for a job. Okay. Yes, I am a realist. I'm a total realist. I guess that's what you would call it. You know, I'm not, it's the little thing is like, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's kind of how I do it. Like, I can see like the best situation that can happen, but I'm also very like aware of what can go wrong, and I don't want to be caught with that. So she is a model, but here's the thing with modeling. So because this whole thing that's happening in our world right now, and companies being unsure of marketing, well, models are part of marketing. That's what companies utilize to market fashion or makeup or jewelry, like whatever it is. And they have all really cut back. The companies have really cut back just because of this whole COVID thing. So she has, I mean, she came back from modeling camp so fired up, and she submitted her portfolios and applied to all these modeling agencies and has heard nothing back. And then she has to wait like 2 months before she can send them out again. So it's like a waiting game. It's very nerve-wracking. It's very nerve-wracking. Oh, Jelly Belly Rigatoni. You were in marketing for over 20 years. I just put it up here so I can read it. You were in marketing for over 20 years, and unfortunately, marketing is the first to be blamed or dropped and the last to be thanked or valued. And that is so true. You always blame it on the marketing, right? Yeah. Yep. They will learn. Okay. Before I get into today's topic, I do have a few pieces of fan mail that I need to open and thank some people, and I hope they're here. The first one, and I pre-opened the boxes, so to save a little time. So I got a sneak peek of what was in this first one. This is from Claudia. Claudia, I will butcher your name if I try to say it. Lautenslager. She made this for Rachel. She even gave me some strips to hang it because it's a wall hanging. And she says, do not wash it. It will shrink. She gave me some instructions on it. I want you to know I think you're doing a great job as a single mom raising your children. I really enjoy your videos and all your knowledge that you share with all of us. God bless you and your family. Claudia, thank you. You know, I don't know if you guys feel this. Those of you who are parents, do you always feel like you are messing up your kids? Like you're doing it wrong? Like you're losing the opportunity to just instill something in them you think you should be? I feel that way a lot. So I love the affirmations that I get from you guys that, you know, from outside looking in, you see that I'm doing something right, because I hope I am. But I am just blown away by this. Now, Rachel is not here today, and she might. The dogs are here today, though. I'm hoping Rachel might be watching. But she is going to go absolutely bonkers over this. This is everything. Oh my goodness, this is everything. It's got the birds. It's got the, oh, I love this, Claudia. This is amazing. Amazing. Thank you. This is going to mean so much to her. And for those that don't know, Rachel Rachel has been through, let's see, November, December, January, March, April, May, June, July. Oh, it's been 9 months now. And this last year for Rachel has been really tumultuous. So thank you. That just means, it means the world to me as a mama, like when you guys do something like that for Rachel, and it's like, she's gonna love it. I'm gonna send her a picture of it. She's at her dad's today, and I'm gonna send her a picture. She doesn't have to wait till she gets home. Well, she'll have to wait till she gets home to see it in person, but I'm gonna send her a picture. And just so everybody knows, she got her Etsy store open. Woo-hoo-hoo! She doesn't have anything in it yet. Well, she was trying to put a piece of digital art in there, but she got the Etsy store open. She has been shopping with me 3 times over the last week and purchased things to put into her store. So I'm really excited because her motivation is that if she starts consistently selling and managing her business and makes enough to support a horse, Mama's gonna buy her a horse. She just has to be able to pay for the board and the upkeep. So that is her motivation. So I will start including the link down in my video descriptions so that you guys can shop her little store too. Okay, we have, who is this from? Who's this from? Hold on. Betty, I can't read the name here. Betty, I can't, Hartshorn? Betty. I'm sorry that lady was crazy at the thrift store, yeah. With a kind heart, it hurts more. When I came across these turtles, they made me think of you, so here they are for your collection. Oh! Thank you, Betty. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Where's my, I got a knife here. I got a knife right here. Open these up. Oh, turtles. Just checking on my tortoises right before I went live. So, okay, that's quite enough. I don't even know what they're hearing. There's nothing. They just like to hear them. Oh, I love these. They like to hear them. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. I'm going to show you. I promise I'm going to show you. I'm going to get them open and then I'm going to show you. You started reselling in high school as a hobby due to chronic illness, and you're so glad you did because it helps, yeah, support yourself as an adult. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, these are so wonderful. I love them. I haven't gotten any new footage of my tortoises lately. I feel like I've been scrambling since we got this space at the vintage market, and we've been working on, you know, not only moving the stuff in there, but everything's got to get priced. And hey, guys, chill your wheels. Okay, so 3 of them. Okay, there's 3 of them. Just make sure I wasn't missing one. Okay, these are so stinking cute. They're home coats. Look at these little guys. Oh my goodness gracious. They're adorable. Let me show you the 3rd one. One's got a bird, one's got a ladybug, and she said, you know, the one has a little broken butterfly, but that's okay because I will still love him. Love him. Yeah, and my nails are so bad right now. Thank you so much, Betty. And by the way, you guys, I save every one of these cards and notes. I have a scrapbook that I am filling up with all of your just wonderful notes to me, because when I'm feeling discouraged, when I'm feeling down, whatever that thing is, I can go look at those and I can kind of get myself boosted back up by the awesome words that you guys have thrown my way. Oh, Warren Hart. Warren, are you in the chat today? Warren has sent me something from another sale. Sometimes it's really funny, guys. So sometimes I'll get packages from sales that I go to, and I don't open them thinking it was something that I bought. And then I find out, oh no, somebody bought something for me, which is totally awesome. Okay, it's green. I'm guessing it's a turtle. Oh, it is a turtle. Oh, wait, there's more than one. I bet there's a big one and a little one. Look, there's this little guy. He's chalkware. Using the knife, using the knife. Did I see beautiful Alex join the chat over there? Chapter 2. Oh, I might have just scratched him. I might have just done that with my stupid knife work. I'll have to touch him up. But he's a thermometer, a chalkware thermometer. He's a bathometer. It says that it is 80 degrees in my office right now. 80 degrees. See, let's put you over here. Again. There we go. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to be really good about getting things picked up and opened now. It's been one of my not a resolution because it's not New Year's, but like just something I'm resolving to do better, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to send something to somebody and then you don't hear anything and you don't hear anything and you wonder and you go, whoa, did they like it? Or like, what? So I get it. I'm going to be better about that. Oh, and Betty's here too. Yay. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Yay. Okay. Let's talk about pricing. All right. So many of you that have followed me for years know that the first thing I'm going to tell somebody, if something is not selling, don't lower the price. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I kind of gave a spoiler, but what do I tell people to do 9 times out of 10? Let's see if you guys have been watching. And I gotta wait for the lag. It's like this little downtime while I'm waiting for you to hear what I just said, because you don't hear it right when I say it. Up, up, up. Raise the price. Raise the price. And time after time after time, that strategy works. That strategy works for a couple of reasons. So let me explain the eBay algorithm a little bit. You hear that word a lot, algorithm. Basically what that means is there's a formula that takes place in the coding, in the software that has been engineered to run eBay. There's this, I was married to a programmer for 20 some years, so I understand enough about coding, I think, to explain it a little bit. I couldn't do it if my life depended on it, but I understand the concept. So basically anything, like even this thing you're seeing right now, YouTube, Google, StreamYard, whatever it is, everything is based on someone sitting there and writing pieces of code, which is basically, if this happens, then do this. If this happens, then do this. If you see this, then do this. It's all written in there by human beings. And they get it as detailed and as automated as possible to produce the results that the company wants. Not that you want necessarily, but what the company wants. So now let's look at eBay. Their goal is to, when a customer types in a search, their goal is now to bring back the most relevant items that they think will result in a sale. eBay's whole focus is they want sales, right? They want stuff to sell as much as we do, but they want it on just like a massive scale of thousands and thousands of sellers. They're not looking at each individual seller. They could give a tiddlywink about your sales. And that's just the cold hard facts. eBay doesn't care about you per se. Now, that's not to say that, they're like total jerks and they're not going to give you customer service and all. That's not what I'm saying. But in the big scheme of things, eBay doesn't have the time or capacity to deal with each individual sellers' issues. Like they're there, they've got a customer support department when things come up. So I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about in general, your sales. They are looking at a big picture, big picture. And that is thousands and thousands and thousands of sellers. Pretty sure they have over 1 million active users. And I believe there's hundreds of thousands of sellers. So you have to keep that in mind, that you have to be in control of your own business and all of this. So I'm going to come back to that concept many times. So eBay is looking at general picture, big data, like they just released their Q2 results and everything was rosy and happy and the stockholders are happy. While your sales may be suffering, my sales may be suffering, the big picture is eBay's making money. So eBay wants things to sell. That is a large percent of how eBay makes money. They make what, up to 15% on every single item that is sold. So don't let anybody out there tell you that eBay makes all its money on fees other than the final value fee. That is a humongous portion of eBay's revenue. So they want things to sell. And I will try to keep an eye over here on the chat too. I will. There's my phone going off. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So the algorithm. So they have coders who have gone in there and done their little coding so that when somebody types something into search, the code that they've got in there is to bring back the most relevant results, hoping that that person then clicks on a listing and then buys it. So eBay will reward any kind of engagement on your listings. So this is why last week we talked about the pictures, because the pictures are a huge way to get people to click into your listing when they get the results. And it's also a good way to be on that page of results. Price does play a part. Let's make no mistake. Price is part of the algorithm. eBay is all about here, price it cheaper, reduce the price, reduce the, they do that. They do that. Drives me crazy. But again, they don't care what your profit margin is. They don't know. They don't care. So you have to be aware of those things. That's super important to begin with. Oh, you're married to a chief technical officer who writes code all day long and still not sure what exactly does. I could never do. Yeah. I got more involved with it than I'd like to admit when we were writing our own software. That's a whole nother story. But it's still, I have the rights to that software. It's just not finished. Anybody knows a good programmer that'd like to finish a really cool eBay retail related software, let me know, point in my direction. I still have the original code. Anyway, sorry, that's just me. I get distracted easily. That's how my brain works. Okay, hopefully though you're following me. So relevance is super important. So now you've got search results, you come up on the search results, you got a good picture, they click over. The next thing people are looking at is not just the price. They are looking at the perceived value, because they may not go back and price shop. If they come onto your listing and they go, okay, and let's just say this is priced at $15 and the pictures show me exactly what I'm buying and $15 looks like a good value in my brain, I'm going to click buy. Okay, that is how a lot of people shop. So I'm not talking about the shopper who's going to go and do, a comparison. And remember, everybody's geared differently. And yes, there are those people who are going to price shop. There are people who are going to search by lowest price. I don't know about you guys, but I try it. I need something, I put in search by lowest first, and I hate those results that come up. because it's usually the junky listings, right? Everybody with me on that? There is a shopper, and I include myself in this. I don't want a junky listing. I want to know that I am getting what it is I'm searching for at a good price. Not necessarily the lowest price. I want it at a good price, and I want to be sure that what I am ordering is what's going to show up at the end of the day when I get my order. So the price game is not just about lowering your prices. There is a shopper out there, and I want to really, really stress this. There's an option on eBay to sort by highest plus shipping. Why do you guys think that eBay would have that? I want to hear what you guys think about why would eBay have the option to search highest price first. Think about that. Thank you, Tiger, for posting the Facebook group. Yep, we do have a Facebook group over there. I am in that Facebook group every single day answering questions too, you guys. Oh, when you're serious about buying something, you don't even look at eBay. And that's happened over the last several years, unfortunately. I just played with doing a search. Like my favorite shoes are a pair of Clark's flip-flop sandals. So I did go search. But I'm cheap. I want to find them at a thrift store for $5 again. I don't want to pay 30. But I will pay 30 if I have to, because I know they're good shoes. But yes, Jamie. Some people want to shop for highest quality, which usually means higher price. Bingo. That's it. So eBay would not have that option if people were not choosing it. It's not just for us resellers to go and research. You know, that's not what eBay's search tools are for. They are for the consumer. And same with the sold listings. They're for the consumer to look and see. So there's a whole genre of customer out there that searches by highest first. And I'm telling you, for 23 years that I have been on eBay, is it 23? Yes, 23. Almost 20. October will be 23 years. I have never fallen into the I have to compete on price with all these people over here selling it too cheap. Because there are sellers on eBay who don't care. They just want to get rid of stuff. There are people who just buy stuff off of eBay to turn around and resell on eBay. Did you guys know that? I used to do it a lot. Now I feel guilty. Like, as somebody who is coaching and teaching eBay, I don't feel right about doing that. I don't know. I know. I'm always saying, you know, there's no guilt. They price it. Everybody's got the same opportunity for research. But I hold myself to a little bit different standard on that. I just don't feel right doing it. But there is no shame in doing it. Let me just say that. If you are arbitraging right smack off of eBay, you're not responsible. They put the listing there. Go for it. Go for it. Stella, we can come back to that. We can come back to that. Asking how we're going to talk about how do you price something. I'm going to show you. I'm like, we're going to research something and we're going to price it. I'm just trying to give you like the foundation behind my methodology so you don't think I'm like completely loony. So eBay then over the last, I don't even know when they incorporated it. It's been a few years now. They give you price suggestions. Well, that might work okay if you are selling something that several other sellers have the exact same thing. But generally the stuff that we are selling is not all the same as what somebody else has. The condition could be different. The little nuances of it could be different. So you have to be careful with taking eBay's advice because, again, that's just going by some coding that's going on in the background that thinks it's pulling up the same item. So I don't even look at eBay's price suggestion. I don't even look at it. I have blinders, and I would encourage you guys to put blinders on as well, unless you are selling a commodity item where there is a set market value, and that's just the market value. So when I'm speaking, I'm speaking to the fact that I sell antiques, collectibles, one-of-a-kind stuff where you couldn't find any comps, okay? A lot of that stuff out there too. That's my favorite stuff, by the way. My favorite stuff is if I can't find another one within 5 minutes of searching, oh, baby, I am setting my own price. Now let's just talk a little bit about retail pricing in general. So retail pricing, and I'm like outside of the used market, the new price of something is based on the factors of cost to produce, wholesalers pay. So you've got the production, then it's usually sold wholesale to the different stores and places that are going to sell it, and then they have a markup. So you've got manufacturer's price, they've sold it at a wholesale price. Now the wholesaler or the company who purchased it wholesale now has to mark it up to make a profit. So that's just in a nutshell how pricing works. Now what affects that price are how many competitors are out there, how many of the item are out there, obviously limited editions and low runs of things or things that are scarce, going to be worth more. They're going to be able to put a bigger value on that because it's supply and demand. And I get a lot of people will often tell me, even in my videos, oh, you can pick those up at the dollar store. Well, could be true, but did you know you can flip dollar store stuff for a lot more than $1? Because not everybody has a dollar store, not everybody goes in a dollar store, and it may be sold out in the dollar store. So again, it's not just the product itself, it's supply and demand as well. Okay, so now you've got this item that the manufacturer has decided how much they need to make out of it. They need their margin. And then the retailer has decided how much they need their margin. So now we come to a retail price. Now what happens is while it's out there in the stores, generally that's a pretty set market value. If people can go online and get it at Walmart or Amazon or someplace like that, that's a set market value. You're not going to be able to play with that too much. That's the kind of stuff that you do have to play the price game. And if you want to sell it, you got to, do a little lower pricing. But the stuff like the glass and the pottery and the antiques and all of that, there is no longer a set retail price. The price is based on demand, the market. Sometimes you have an item that just needs to wait for the right buyer. I just sold a set of Gucci wine glasses for $450. Had I played the price game on that, I would have been like, well, these haven't sold in a long time. I better mark them down, mark them down, and mark them down. And that same buyer who bought at the full price of $450 wouldn't necessarily have scoffed. Let me rephrase that. They would have seen the lower price, but had been willing to pay the higher price. That's what I'm trying to say is I could have lost money by marking those down. I want you to be sure you're not marking something down that you don't need to, that you're not giving eBay promotional listing fees and more money on the end if you don't need to. So we have what's called a long tail item that you just have to kind of sit and wait for that right buyer, okay? But then you have your bread and butter. You have your bread and butter sales, and that's my $20 bill. Everybody's like, I'm getting like, I'm sick of hearing you say about your $20 bill, but that is my strategy. If I'm purchasing items, and I'm generally purchasing items for, $5, $6, $7, if I can sell them for $20, I know my margin is safe. Because even if I have to list it at $20, let's just say I paid 5. Let's keep the math simple. Paid 5, listed at 20, and sold it. I've got to pay the fees. I've got to pay my shipping supplies. I've got to pay my person who's shipping it for me. I've got all these little fees. So at the end of the day, I am probably making about a $10 net profit. Net means what's left after all the expenses of selling that item. And that's what my goal is a $10 net profit. It's just that the $20 is a very general way for me to stay in that wheelhouse. If I pay $1 for something that I know is going to sell for 15, I'm still in that general wheelhouse. So that's why sometimes I don't, get a $20 value, but if I only paid 69 cents or 99 cents, I'm still in my profit margin goal. So it's all about those profit margin goals. Yeah, and stuff gets sold at the retail stores and like seasonal and stuff. Yeah, like Jamie Mid-Century Wasted is saying that once it's gone, and then the only place to get it is online through, the aftermarket. You also have to remember seasonal flexibility with pricing. And I mean, that's one of the ways I use Worthpoint. I do use Worthpoint to kind of identify things, but I also use Worthpoint. If I don't get results for something on eBay, I will then I go to Google next. I go to Google next because Google and then image search is generally going to get me what I need, but a lot of times it takes me to Worthpoint, and then I'll look up the trend of the pricing in Worthpoint, because it can sort it and go all the way back for years and years and years. And you can see if something was like up here at Christmas time and then did this, and then, oh, wait, Christmas time, it's back up here. And then, you just need to sit on it till Christmas time to make that money. I can address that, Kara. Okay, so is everybody, before I move on, and because I want to do a little demo of how I come up with this. So is everybody kind of clear on how the whole profit margin thing works and why I happen to pick $20? You could pick a different number, because if you're doing all the work yourself, you're not paying somebody else. So that's, a couple of bucks that you have more leeway than I do and don't have to factor in. So you have to set what that number is for you, like what you are willing, what's the minimum you are willing to make per item. And I come up with that based on, I really want to make $40 an hour. I really like to make more than that, but $40 an hour is like my minimum. And I figure that it takes about 15 minutes all told to deal with an item. So if I can make a $10 net profit off of that item, that's my $40. That's kind of like the formula my brain uses. Okie dokie. Okay, you guys want to talk about Crazy Lamp Lady, Jocelyn. I really hope that I can and get her to come on the show and talk about her strategy, because it is a strategy and she's brilliant. She has a business model that she has set up that allows her to do everything in auction format and started at $4 because she knows she's going to make her money. And a lot of that is done because she cost averages her purchases, meaning she takes the total amount that she spent and then she divides that by how many items that she picked up. I still itemize mine because I just like to know. I like to know. Maybe it's my OCD brain, but the volume she's doing, it just makes it easy. It makes it easy for bookkeeping. So that's why she does that. And everything sells. There's no inventory management per se, because everything sells. It's in, listed, out the door. Boom. I, on the other hand, have to do physical inventory a couple times a year to make sure that what is listed is still on the shelf and so on. So it is just a different business model. And I would not recommend the auction format for most sellers. It works for her because she has built up a following. I mean, she has done the daily YouTube video thing for years now. Let's see, I think she's done it 2 years longer than me. And she's been doing it 2 years longer than me. So, but it takes time. It takes time. She's worked extremely hard to build up the following that she has, and it's phenomenal. But not everybody can just go jump in and do that. And by the way, she started on Etsy. She started to build that following on Etsy, and she moved over to the eBay auction format when she was starting to sell out of her stuff on Etsy. So that she didn't just like start out, do $4 auctions. Everything was in place for her to move that business model into place. So yes. All right. So where was I going to go next? Feel like we would scroll. You got to be careful about, even with what I'm saying, take what will work for you and fine tune it to what will work best for you, because not everything somebody does will work exactly the same for somebody else. And there is a lot of information out there, and this is where you have to be careful. So I would say, if you are going to test something, if you are going to do something different, fine-tune focus on it. Stick with it. Don't change around. Don't start mixing things up. Don't do this here and that here, because you'll never know if the results are what you want them to be. So that's what a test is. So give it 60 to 90 days of doing something to see what the results are, so that you can compare it to what you were doing before and go, okay, this is what we changed. This was the result. And then you can try another thing. And if something along that path doesn't work, then you can back off it, go back to what works, and just kind of know what's working. But just know that, you know, the things that work for me may not work for you. And you've got to find that balance. So let me just tell you, when I am putting the recaps at the end of my videos, and this was a tough thing for me, I'm not actually putting the price that I'll list it at. I am being conservative. I am coming a little below that, because I know that because of my following, I'm driving more traffic to my eBay, and I always want to try to keep it as real as possible for the average seller out there. And especially like you that are just starting out, like the new sellers, I want it to be realistic. So my valuations are as realistic as it can be for you, without discouraging you. You know, I always err on the side of going a little under what I think it'll go for. And as you get going, as things start selling more easily, that's when you start saying, I can start raising my prices a little more and test it. So what I do, what are my thoughts on offers to buyers? I use them every day. Use them every day. And that's what I was just going to go into next. When I am pricing here, let me just pull up my eBay. Stand by. I will share my screen with you. Okay, let's see. Should have had this ready to go before. Here we go. Okay, so as I am setting my prices, I am taking into account that I have best offer and that I will be sending offers to watchers. So for instance, like this one's a good example. And this is one of those long tails that I know I'm going to sit on this for a while. I have this priced at $750. Do I expect to get $750 for this item? No, I don't. Is it worth $750? It could be to the right person. It could sell for $750. So I'm not just slapping a price on it that's completely unrealistic, but I am going to the higher side, knowing that I am probably going to take an offer. And when I send an offer out on this item, I'm sending it out at least 25 to 30% off, depending how I'm feeling that day. So I am sending an offer that is at least 25% off of this price. And the reason I'm doing that is aggressive offers, you know, Henry used that term sometimes. I want to send an offer that makes you stop and go, oh, that's a really good deal. And that's going away in like, you know, 24 hours. And it's that time. What is it? There's a word for it. I can't think of the word. Time sensitivity, but it's a time thing. It's a marketing thing. So if you know that something is only going to be that price for a very short window of time, you're more likely to go, boom, buy. It's like Black Friday in the little window of time where they have, you know, the super deals. It's a time, yeah, there's a word for it that I just can't even think of right now. Can't think of it. It'll come to me after I click the we're done button, I'm sure. But time pressure motivates people to buy. It just does. Happy hour, you guys. Happy hour was invented because it was a time when the bars had a slowdown. They needed to get more business, so they made it enticing to come in during, you know, the 5 to 7 o'clock hour to get people in there to keep themselves in the black during those hours. But people come in there because they know they're going to get that good deal. It's a time sensitive issue. Okay. Sense of urgency. That's what, thank you. Sense of urgency. That's the term I was looking for. So it is it's a big deal. And the make offer to buyers. Now, I will tell you, I was looking at those Clark sandals and I had put one on my watch list. I got an offer from the seller, but it was only 8% off. It didn't give me that, oh, gotta buy it. But had they sent me like a 20% off offer, I probably would have clicked the buy button. So just make sure when you're sending those offers to watchers that you're aggressive. And you can be aggressive if you have priced in the higher range of things, which goes to my next strategy point. So I want to look something up on eBay. All right. Let's just look at Glassy Baby. Let's look at Glassy Baby. All right. Because a lot of you are asking, what is Glassy Baby? This is what Glassy Baby is. It is a candle holder. It is a candle holder. So you'll see me scouring the candle area, and I also am scouring the drinking glass area on the hunt for Glassy Baby. Now, here we go. You'll see this is best match. eBay gives search results in best match first for everybody. And that best match is not going to be the same for everybody. It's going to be based on your search behavior. It's going to be based on how new the listings are, how much engagement the listings have had, all those little things that are written into the code that take into account the individual that is looking for the item, because the goal is to get them to buy something. So if you have somebody who is constantly changing to lowest price, that's going to factor in eBay showing that person lower priced items for sale. So let's just see what they've chosen for me as best match. So we've got, we're in the lower range, got some charity auctions. Boy, I see so many title mistakes, but we won't go there. We'll talk about titles another day. But these are Glassy Babies. Now, what I want you to see, you see this price range. You see it's kind of, you know, like all over the place. Ooh, 760. well, before I go over to sold, I'm going to go sort this by highest first. And you will see these things go up to some ridiculously crazy prices, right? All right. And then let's go hit the solds. And you will see some ridiculously crazy sold prices as well. $1,100. I will come back to that question, Kelly, because that is a good one. That is a good, hold on, let me try to not lose it in the chat here. So you can see Glassy Baby sells for some big money if you get the right one. Now, a lot of it has to do with having certain patterns, certain, there's a lot to it. Not every single one is going to sell for this kind of money, but you can see. So if I got a Glassy Baby, this probably isn't a good example, because if I got a Glassy Baby, I'd have to figure out which one it is in order to tell you how I would price it. But if we go to lowest, hello, what are we doing here? I guarantee you these are getting bought by, oh, this is a lookalike. That's not allowed, by the way. But this one says it's signed. I guarantee you there is an eBay seller out there who's scooping up some of these low-priced ones and flipping them. And the problem is, this looks like all the same seller even. The problem is now this goes into the eBay algorithm of them telling you what a price is that you should be pricing your items at. And a lot of sellers look at that. So Glassy Baby was probably not the best example of this, because you got to know the certain one. But don't be fooled by the fact that there are some that have sold in the $30 range. You got to do your homework and know what that particular one. We're going to look up something else. Let's see. The question was, so as a new seller, is it hurting established sellers if we list cheaper? Yes. Yes. And this is my big mantra out there for all of you. So if we collectively as a reselling community priced in that higher percentile of where we see comps, that's going to be what everybody sees. That's going to be what the buyers see, like, oh, this is the value of this item, because people will spend what they think is the value of the item. Look at some of the trends that we've had. Look at the crazy prices things have gotten over the years. May I just say, pet rocks. It's all about perceived value. So we as a community, the more resellers price up, price up, price up, price up, and don't fall into that pricing lower game, we will raise everything for all sellers. You know, even like the sellers who don't deserve it will benefit from it. But, you know, it just is what it is. But we can do that. We can change things. And that is like, and it happens. It's called a movement. It's called just starting a wave of something that takes on and is a trend. And I think we have seen a lot of that with the reseller community, especially like on YouTube. Like vintage is such a cool thing again. Like there was a period where vintage was kind of, nobody really wanted the cool vintage stuff anymore. We are seeing a trend of people wanting cool vintage stuff. You know, they want the fairy lamps. They want the swung vases. They want the all that cool stuff again. And that is because it has been a trend of people out there telling you it's cool again. And the same thing can happen with a pricing trend. Now, it's a little more difficult when there's thousands and thousands and thousands of sellers out there. But really, if somebody, and this is my philosophy, if I'm running a comp and somebody has sold it for a high price and everybody else sold it low down here, I'm going to look at, why did that one sell higher? You know why? 9 times out of 10, you know why that one sold higher? Because the seller asked for it. They asked for it. And the other ones were probably like, oh, wow, this is a $1,000 item and this seller's got it for $50. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to buy it up. But then eBay's showing you, well, this is the pricing trend, but somebody sold it for $1,000. You see what I'm saying there? Does that make sense? Like, I hope what I'm trying to convey there is coming across, is that you have to look and see if somebody sold that for a price up here and nobody's really priced it there for a while because they're afraid, or eBay's telling them to price it lower, etc., etc., or they saw one other seller sold it down here, so they think they have to sell it down here. I want to encourage you to look at that pricing and don't get caught up on like, well, everybody else is pricing it down here. Well, they're doing that because that's the data that they think is accurate, when it may be. Let me just say that. It may only be worth in the $30 range, but you will never know unless you try. And once you price something too low and it sells, you can never go back and try it again. So start it higher. Start it higher, see what happens. See what happens. Oh, Julia's got a live sale to go do. Perfecting Pearls is going to start her live sale right after this. So if you guys want to go check that out. So Vintage and Vino says, I put the same price on all my platforms. While the price is right on Etsy, it's high on eBay. Therefore, they sell more often on Etsy. How do we price for LITS? I don't know what LITS is, if platforms. So I price for eBay, and when I cross post, I generally don't change. The only place I change the price is on cherish.com. I price even higher on Cherish. I would say that I don't know why Etsy would be a high, because I haven't seen that. So that's unique to you as a seller, and it just might be, are you putting more effort into Etsy? Are you maybe driving more traffic to Etsy, the right kind of traffic? Because there's all kinds of little nuances, but I tend to price the same price on all platforms that I cross post to, except for cherish.com, which is a bougie, high-end designer website. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Rachel's doing so well. She's doing so well. Yes, just like when you were in sales, you have to ask for the sale. I used to sell Electrolux vacuum cleaners. If anybody knows anything about Electrolux vacuum cleaners, are they a good vacuum cleaner? Absolutely. Are they worth the $4,000 to $5,000 that they sell for? You can get a comparable vacuum cleaner for $4,000 to $5,000. But do you know why they get that? Because they have conveyed a perceived value, and people are like, I want the best. You know, they don't know that it's the best. They're being sold that it's the best. So all of this goes with, you can't ask for those high prices unless you have built up the perceived value, which means really good pictures. Go back and watch last week's show if you missed it. Pictures, pictures, pictures. A good title so that eBay's algorithm knows that that's the item that that person wants to buy. And then give it a good description and watch it go. Now, don't just say take those lowball offers and poo-poo them. If somebody's making what we call a lowball offer on your listings, I say yay, they engaged. eBay likes that. But then that's when you kind of like take a look and go, what would be my profit on this if I sold it at whatever price it's coming in? Because I actually have such good margins that if something has been listed for a long time and I get a 50% off offer, you know what? I'm usually going to take it because I've still got the margin built in. I've still, like, I can take that money now, make a profit, go off and buy something else. So make sure that you're not holding on to stuff so long waiting for that big price, because that's a big piece. I'm pricing high, but I'm not stuck on that high price. I'm stuck on a good margin because you can't go broke making a profit. So we are all about getting the stuff sold. So look at those offers coming in. When you do a counter offer, unless it's something that you've just freshly listed, I counter at a price that's going to be like a, you better grab this because I just gave you the deal of a lifetime. Like, that's what I mean. Aggressive offer, get it sold. Get it sold and go on to the next thing. Yeah. So some of you are saying that Etsy's prices, can you up your prices on Etsy once you've listed? I'm sure you can. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Cam's Folly. Do you ever run sales in your store? How would a store sale influence your offers to wash? Oh, great question, Christine. And hi, Christine. I haven't seen you forever. Yes, that's part of my strategy. So I'm starting the listing at the highest threshold that I think I can get for it. And it's a price that I do think it could sell at. I'm not like, just going for the moon. Based on comps, it is a price that I do think is realistic. Now, after about the 3-month mark of it being listed, and I'm really behind on this, I'm more like 6 months now. But once it's been listed a certain amount of time, I add it into my store clearance category. So in other words, and let me bring this up so I can kind of give you a visual of what I'm talking about. Stand by. Coming up. So you can see over here I have special values. So I basically edit a group of listings that have been listed a certain amount of time, and I just bulk edit and add my special values category, and I have 2. So I have a 25% off I can see I need to restart my markdown. I have a 25% off and I have a 50% off. Now, these are not showing as markdown because I didn't go in and renew my markdown sale. But that's what I do is I go in and I do a markdown sale of just that category so that I'm not putting my entire store on sale. I'm just doing that category. Now, when I get an offer on top of the markdown, I still look at it because I know this is something that's been listed a long time and it's better to like cash out, make a little profit, and turn that profit into something else that I can make more profit. So, did that make sense? It would have made more sense if my markdown sale was actually running. I guess I know what I'm doing right after this. But yeah, run the sale because it also, anything that re-indexes your listings is also good for your activity. eBay loves activity. Again, it's all built into that little coding algorithm thing. They want active listings. They want to know sellers. They want, here's the thing. This is my own theory. They like to give business to sellers who are listing every day because they think you're there to ship. They think you're there to communicate with the buyers. If you are only listing once a week, eBay's kind of like, well, yeah, are they really going to be there to deal with our customers kind of thing? Does that, you see what I'm saying? There's a little something built in there that eBay likes the active sellers because that's going to be good for them. eBay's very egotistical. They want it to be all about them. Trust me. But that's okay. That's business because you should be running your business to make it all about you, your sales, your profit margins, what's best for you, what handling time works for you. There's no shame in that. You need to run your business like the CEO of your business and make decisions that are best for you, not best for eBay, not best for any other thing other than how you're going to be able to run a good, profitable business. Yepper, yepper, yepper. Yep, and Poshmark's all about Poshmark, and Etsy's all about Etsy, and yeah, they're just companies. They're just businesses. Should you have a store? If you go back a couple Mondays ago, we really discussed that, but the short answer is absolutely 100% yes. You betcha. All right. We have run over again because I'm very passionate about this topic, as you can tell. I love the pricing game. Please come over to the Niche to Profit group if you're not there already. I love to talk about the pricing game. Many times, like we have a daily listing challenge where you can post one of the listings you do each day. As long as you have listed 2 items, you can post one of them in that listing challenge thread. And I pop in there, and sometimes I will go in there and tell you need to raise a price. So, in fact, is Alex from Chapter 2 Vintage Co still here? I'm bugging her all the time. You're selling that too cheap. But we really can. We can change this, guys. And I know it's stressful to need the sales to come in, and it feels like if you price it higher, you're not going to get the sales. But you need less sales to make the same amount of money you would by selling the stuff too cheap, so that every sale feels good. That's what you want. You want every sale to feel good. A $5 sale doesn't feel so good. That's not even going to put a gallon of gas in your tank anymore. So let's price up, everybody, and we will change the whole wave of all this cool stuff. All right. Perfecting Pearls. Perfecting Pearls, I believe, just went live with her sale. So hop on over there. Check out what she's got. And all my moderators over there with the wrenches next to their names, many of them have channels of their own, and they volunteer to help me run things over there. So go give their channels a peek too, if you would. And they're allowed to post them over there in the chat too. I will not end this till they have had a chance to do that. So make sure you guys go do that. This coming weekend, I am going to be at the fantastic indoor swap meet at the Vintage Market Days with my friend and fellow YouTuber, Tiffany of Thrifting Vegas. So if you are in Las Vegas or planning to come to Las Vegas next weekend, come down and say hi. We will be there. Well, Tiffany will be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will be holding a live sale on Friday, but I will be there Saturday and Sunday. So come down, say hi. We're planting ourselves in one spot so that we can connect with you guys and just say hi, because that's what I love. It's like I love to meet real people. Like I love all of you in the chat, but I love to talk face to face too. So all right, let's see. Are we getting our channels over there? Dun, dun, dun. All right, I see them coming in. Oh, Susan sold us a little display bookshelfy thing that we are gonna be using. So yay, Susan! I'm so glad that worked out. But yep, we're still getting it. We got one more Thursday to get this thing all put together. So lots to do, lots of stress, and then I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get to San Diego over the next 2 weeks. So that's on my list too. And get my eBay back up and running because it's been suffering. Oh, Tiffany. Could somebody put Tiffany's channel over there? Because she is driving and can't put it. Maybe Bree or Melissa or somebody go grab Tiffany's channel thingamajiggy URL, that kind of a thing. All right. And everyone, if you're having slow sales right now, stick with it. That's all I got to say. We are now, we've gone like, here's summer, and we're coming up to the hump, and we're going to be heading into fourth quarter very soon. And that's when everything picks up and you make up for lost time. And yeah. I missed super chats. Oh, Melissa, thank you for letting me know. Lisa G, June Eastwood, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for supporting this channel. This is like a dream come true for me. I have to pinch myself sometimes that this is actually happening. So thank you. And I hope I can keep bringing you stuff that makes you all make more money, because that's my goal. Okay. Thank you, Tiger, for posting that. So with that, everyone, have a fantastic week. Now go be profitable and make it fun and we'll see you on the next one.